Hey guys, it's Carly here. Thank you so much for asking all the questions on my Instagram stories. It was so much fun reading what you guys all had to say and what you're curious about. I had to write down your questions because I can't film and read on Instagram at the same time. I'm not that clever. I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So thank you so much. I'm going to start from the first person who had asked a question, and I'm going to read out what they said. I'm going to give them a shout out. Please follow these people on Instagram. They're very cool. And so let's get started. I don't want to make this video too long. We're under quarantine, so we're all feeling very chatterboxy at the moment, hey? So we need our socialism, guys. We need to be social. Okay, so let's read the first question. Okay, so the first question is from Mermaid Inna. Hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Do you like cremora tart? I live in Canada and I'll be making it for the first time, and it kind of trails off. I can't read the rest of what you said, but I get the gist of what you're saying. Cremora tarts, that sounds absolutely fabulous. I have never had something like that before. I can't really make tarts, I'll be very honest. I can act like a tart, but I don't actually make tarts. So my favorite tart to actually have is, I don't know if it's a South African thing only, but I like milk tart. I'm sure you guys have milk tart on your side too. It's quite a common thing. That's my favorite. Something simple, something boring. But yeah, enjoy your cremora tart. Let me know how it goes. It sounds absolutely delicious. Maybe I should look up a recipe and give it a go maybe sometime. Hey. JJ Engelbrecht. She actually went to school with me. So hey, hun, thanks for asking the question. She asks, would you consider children's tarts and maybe a mom and daughter matching set? Yes, actually, I have applied my tights template to children's sizes, and they are in my shop. But at the moment, I can't take any orders because they actually get made in America. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, and we'll organize you guys a matching set. Gypsy Siren, hi darling. I love martial arts. What kind of style do you train? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have been training. I have been training in Aikido for about 13 years now. So the style is called Aikido. It's a traditional Japanese martial art. I am second Dan, and I teach classes. I teach kids classes, and I'm not the main instructor though. My main instructor is fourth Dan, and I'll give you like a little clip, quick little clip of when I was on TV once and explaining. I was being interviewed for a local like news station, and they were just doing an article piece on women empowerment, and so I explain it there. So I'll quickly insert some of those clips so you can see.
Welcome back, Mama Bugeli. We're right here. This is Bay TV channel 260, your channel of choice. And as I've said, I've got Kylie alongside me, and she will be taking us through the etiquette and all the things that need to be done for make the pots to be done, for the things to be make it sizzled for the self-defense classes. Kylie, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm awesome. You are a workaholic. You've done 3 classes, and how does it feel?
I feel very satisfied, I must say.
So Aikido is like it's like a soft martial art. It's so hard to explain unless you experience it. The best way I can explain it to someone who's never like tried martial arts before is if you think of Kung Fu Panda, and Master Sifu does, I don't know if it's the second one or the third one, but Master Sifu takes like a droplet of water and then he like blends with it, and then he like is able to redirect it, and then like Kung Fu Panda Po is able to take that cannonball and he takes it and he redirects it, kind of thing. Like that's the idea behind Aikido, is to take energy and then repurpose it somewhere else. So it's quite difficult. I can't do what Po does. He looks awesome doing it. But that's the kind of thing we're going for. So it's not smash, smash, smash. It's kind of like take and give back kind of thing. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Where am I? Grim Reaper. Hi, darling. How are you? Grim Reaper Angel. She actually won one of my giveaways a while ago. What got you into tailmaking? Oh, big question. I went through a unicorn phase. I'll insert some pictures coming up where we had dress-up parties and a Halloween party. And I was trying to get a lot of inspiration out of Instagram. And when I was looking up unicorns, because the unicorn trend hit us hard, hit me hard, And then I saw a suggestion for this mermaid lady. If I find her profile, I'll link it. And she was in a tank at like an ocean world or something like that, and she was interacting with children. And I looked her up, and this was her job. And I sent this to my friends, and I was like, "What is my life? This woman does this as a career. What is my life in my day job? This like what?" So I started stalking her, and I started stalking other mermaids because you get more things suggested, and I was like, I think I want a tail. I think I want like it looks amazing. So I started doing the usual. I started like looking up Mertailor and Finfolk Productions, and I found Merbella and Merman. How do you say it? Merman Icarus, and I was like, oh my God, this stuff is beautiful. And I'm like, I'm going to save up for it. And remember I said the Rand dollar exchange is like 17 Rand to $1 American. So that's like 4 months rent for one tail. And I was like, no, no, no. And eventually I was like, I can make this. So I stumbled on YouTube tutorials. I stumbled onto Courtney Mermaid, Vancouver Mermaid, and I found Nerdmaid Faith. Of course, like when you like Googling mermaid stuff, these are the two people you're gonna find. And I listened to Nerdmaid Faith's monofin review, and I watched a lot of like the tail making videos that Courtney Mermaid put out there. But that was like her old videos where she was like painting her fabric tails, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not going to paint, but I've got training, like my degree is in graphic design. So I was like, I can make a design in Photoshop. I'm sure I can do this. And I tried to make my own monofin first by applying like plastic onto 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 clippers. Trying to include the clip if I can. That didn't work. So I saved up for the Mahina, based on what Nerdmaid Faith had said. And I made a little spreadsheet of like the Finis Luna, the Mahina, and the Mertailor monofin. See, the thing about Mertailor is that you can't really make skins for their monofins because it's kind of like their brand. It's very unique to them. So I was kind of like, oh, I'm nervous about committing to a monofin that I myself can't really make mermaid skins for. So I ended up going for the Mahina, okay, because it just seemed like Swimtails was around, and all these different mermaid stores that were like Magic Tails that was working with Mahina. So I was like, okay, this seems to be like a common one. So I got the Mahina. So I made my first tail. Swam in my first tail. Was as hard as it was so hard. Okay, so difficult. And I filmed it though. I filmed my swimming. And when I got out the water, this was like in winter though, hey? So I was cold, I was not feeling good, and I was like, no, I've made a mistake. I've spent all this money and I can't do this. And then I looked at the video and I was like, oh my God, like I made that. And look at how it looks underwater. And I'm like, so I made another one. And then I made another one. And this started getting very expensive, because to make a tail is actually very, very expensive. The fabric, the print, the everything. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to be able to support this hobby of mine, I'm going to have to start selling as well. Because that way I get to also like have the joy of making the tail, even though I don't get to wear the tail, but And so it's kind of still casual. You know what I mean? I have a website, and I appreciate maybe the website makes it look very official, and I try and be as professional as possible, but like, it's just me. It's just me, you know what I mean? So, like, because I didn't want to do Etsy, I wanted to control everything myself. So yeah, let's see where it takes me, hey? Okay. Oh, sorry, this is like a 10-minute video already, and I'm like not finished with the questions. Okay. Oh, this girl is life. She is life. I've always been scared to say your Instagram name out loud because I think it's like in Latin, but it's Avim Autem Alchemia. This girl. Oh, I've known her. She's an online friend of mine, and I'm into spirituality, and we're talking, crystals, tarot cards, incense, herbs, herbology, and all that kind of stuff. And this lady, she's an alchemist. And she is so smart. She is so smart and she's so funny and she is so caring and quite a sensitive soul as well. So like I just want to give you a hug because I absolutely love this woman. And she says, "What is your favorite part of South Africa that you have been to?" Hogsback. Hogsback, the land of the fairies. If you ever come to South Africa, I'm gonna take you there. This place is like fairy galore. They have a labyrinth there. They have the most beautiful, magical. Like there's a rumor that J.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings, he visited South Africa and he got inspired by some of our places, and Hogsback was one of them, and it's beautiful. So yeah, Hogsback for no doubt is my favorite place to go and visit. Castellan Merman, how's it going? How safe is it traveling and staying in South Africa now? So I wonder if you mean like now that we have the shutdown, or like now as in general. Okay, so so we have just had our. I'll do like a generic question for both. We've just had our shutdown officially enforced today. Okay, so before, like last week, it was just a general self-quarantine where schools closed and public places closed, but we were still allowed to go to work. Okay, now they've done the official shutdown where they're supposed to be mobilizing military and police to make sure that we, with roadblocks and all the rest. I haven't been outside, so like I actually don't know. I haven't tried going on the streets yet because today is the official first day of the official shutdown. But from what I hear, people are still scrambling to the shops and they're still being let in, which is like, what's the point? So yeah, in terms of safety, I don't want to make my country sound bad, but when South Africa gets into their riot mode and their protest mode, it can be quite scary. Because the idea is the more the bigger they make the protest, the more the media is going to cover it. So they tend to escalate quite rapidly. While I was collecting vinyl for the 3 tales that I was going to send out, I was in like one of the places that is close to one of the poorer areas, one of like industrial areas, and while I was there, like all the gates and the bars just like the whole shop just like completely shut down, and I looked outside and there was a huge like mob of people coming past with sticks and stones and things, and there was an armed robbery like that occurred like 3 buildings down, and so luckily that dispersed soon and I was able to drive out and I was okay. It's scary when desperate people start going into desperate measures. And then the next day, there was protest action on the road between Port Elizabeth and Uitenhage, where they were burning tires and stoning cars and all that kind of stuff. But like protests here are quite normal. But so far it's been okay. There hasn't been, from what I've heard yet, any like major looting. People were anticipating it. But we're okay so far. I stay in a small-ish town where it's not too crazy, and generally in South Africa you've got to be on your toes. You can't just kind of travel through and just be like, like every house here has security systems, has spikes on the wall. My place is where I'm renting from has got electric fencing that goes around the property, and I'm in the suburbs, right? Every house has like big high walls between the houses and the street, and security is hardcore. I've been touched by crime many times and suffered stuff. Don't want to get too much into that, but yeah, everyone here has unfortunately experienced probably something, and yeah, it can get rough. Anyway, that got a bit deep. That got a bit dark. So South Africa, don't worry. It's it's a beautiful country. It is an absolutely stunning country, and there are some amazing people, and they do come together when it comes to this kind of thing. Where of course you're going to have the bad eggs that spoil it for everybody. There are some beautiful people here, like really beautiful people here that really come together. But unfortunately, there is a very violent element to South Africa as well. So you just got to like take care of each other, you know? Okay, that was like a 5 minute answer. I'm sorry, because you actually asked another question. So you also asked, will your fabric tails be compatible with fiberglass competition monofins? So the only problem with the fiberglass, sorry, I got cut off. I have 1 minute because I run out of space. So like I do have a 90 centimeter long zip. So if your monofin is able to slide through a 90 centimeter zip, okay, I think it should be okay in the deluxe tail. Okay, so I can always measure it out to see exactly what the dimensions are of the tail. But like I said, the only tricky part is getting it through the zip. But as you can see here, this like zip is almost a meter. It's almost a meter long, so it should be able to take it. I don't have clips inside the vinyl, so you can make your own clips if you need it. So I prefer that so you're not locked to a particular monofin going in. So I hope that answers your questions. I have to hurry now. I've got 15 seconds left. So thanks so much, guys, for asking your questions, and I will see you again in